Week in review, June 17th, 2024, CrossFitMedicalSociety.com. We just announced it last week. I'm going to read their vision from the CrossFitMedicalSociety.com page. CrossFit is healthcare. I'll cover that in a second. The CrossFit Medical Society is more than just a professional association. If you're familiar with the CrossFit ethos, then you know what that community, hold on, then you know that that community is integral. The unique beauty that connects us lies in the commitment to embrace community and connect with others on a human level. As a professional association focused on education, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in healthcare, we have a responsibility to connect individuals, both patients and practitioners, who embrace the CrossFit methodology. Together, we can solve problems that will change the landscape of healthcare. The time has come to leverage the knowledge of healthcare professionals, share best practices on how to use CrossFit as a prescription, arm our affiliates with resources and education, and instill self-efficacy in the greater CrossFit community to promote improved health outcomes for all. The power of the CrossFit Medical Society is rooted in what we know to work so well. Together, we can build a professional association unlike any other, based on a methodology unlike any other. The call to action is for all physicians, healthcare professionals, affiliate owners, and coaches to connect and build a healthcare community that will change the world. Additionally, the mission stands to empower the individual to regain control of their healthcare journey. The CrossFit Medical Society will serve as a platform where community members will have access to services and the ability to connect with CrossFit physicians and healthcare professionals through an interactive directory. Check it out, CrossFitMedicalSociety.com. Pretty cool effort. Really excited to be working with these guys. And then from this, there was a lot of buzz and excitement around it with some of the endemic media people out there. One of them, Fit Insider. CrossFit launches Medical Society, targets healthcare. This was an article they posted last weekend. Taking movement as medicine mainstream. Be very cautious and let your spidey senses go up when you hear the movement as medicine phrase. So movement as medicine, it sounds good. It sounds like a good ethos to follow. It sounds like a good statement, but it definitely, and I learned this through Greg and his efforts, can be weaponized and used against what we even think. If you start seeing people legislate for outcomes like this, movement as medicine, what you're basically doing is taking the type of exercise or training we're doing and saying it has to be prescribed. And so that's the ugly expression, the ugly outcome, the ugly downstream effect of this phrase, movement as medicine. So when you hear that, I do understand the way Fit Insider means it and the way even CrossFit Medical Society is saying, where did they say, CrossFit is healthcare. I understand the way they're using it, but big picture, we need to understand that is not an outcome we want, where movement as medicine is taking it to this place where it can be there can be oversight put on it to where movement needs to now be prescribed, since it's like a medicine. So again, agree with the statement on a foundational level of in terms of what they're using it to say. Fit Insider, meaning, hey, movement and training makes you not need to take medicine, and it's a better way to live rather than taking medicine. But just to reiterate, it can be taken to this higher level place with malicious intent to actually use it to regulate and oversee fundamentally what affiliate owners and trainers are doing. So if you don't take anything else from what I'm saying, just whenever you hear that phrase, understand who it's coming from and why they're saying it and what it represents and what the long-term downstream effects of that nomenclature becoming mainstream and then the outcomes of that can represent. But anyways, CrossFitMedicalSociety.com. Really excited to be working with this team. Check it out. Definitely get involved. Definitely support and pay close attention to everything they have going on. So, week in review. Have a lot of testing going on. I have athletes here now. We've been testing for the last couple of weeks. I'm really excited about the games. I'm really excited about how the testing is going relative to where we are in the process. Create a bunch of workouts, create the the intent, you create the workout, you create the intent of the workout, you create the flow, you create the schedule. And it's one thing to have it conceptually written down and put down. It's another thing to actually see it in application. And so tons of changes coming from what we are seeing the workouts actually look like and how they actually play out. So it's going well. Still a lot more testing to do, but I'm really happy with where we are currently with it. One thing I tried last week on the weekend review was I decided to do it where I look at the comments for the first time here on the weekend review and respond to them in order of the sort. There's a sort by function, and so the sort by function that I used is top comments. So I'm gonna go through the comments now, starting with the top comments and then working my way down. What was the main reason for step down at semifinals? And then that comment, that was the top comment. Well, actually, it's not even ranked by top comments. Let me sort by top comments. What's interesting is it's sorted by top comments, and that's the first comment, and it has 10 thumbs up. The comment right below that has 20 thumbs up. So clearly not ranked from top down by top comments, whatever, doesn't matter. So the first comment that I see when I look at the comment page, at Lynn Mullins 4559, what was the main reason for the step down at semifinals? So the main reason for the step down at semifinals was to prevent athletes from rebounding and injuring their Achilles and potentially blowing their Achilles. Almost every time we've had box jump workouts where you can rebound, someone gets injured. More often than should happen, people injure their Achilles. And throughout the history of our competitions, to include even last year at the CrossFit Games, in the age group event, we had an athlete blow her Achilles on box jumps. So the point of that step down was to prevent the rebound, because if you allow the rebound, you pretty much are forcing athletes to rebound because it is so much faster than stepping up. So you can be an athlete and think, hey, I'm just going to step down to preserve myself and not potentially injure an Achilles, but everyone else is going to rebound because it's such a faster technique. So you inadvertently force people into having to rebound and then potentially having this injury. So the step down was to prevent the rebound. Also, in movements like that, box jumps or box jumping overs, you can also add the burpee, which we do. We do that a lot, and that is also for the same reason. It prevents the rebound. Now, all of that being said, I saw an athlete, and damn, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he was at the West. He blew his Achilles on the final set on this. And if you look at what he was doing, it was interesting because he was stepping down for sure, but it looked like there was almost an artificial little bounce, little rebound added to maybe spring back up and get on top of the box. That might have been part of the reason for blowing his Achilles on that event. We never want to see athletes get injured, and so if we know we can help mitigate that through some standards like step downs, where we can, we will put them in play. So that was the reason. It sucks to still have seen someone blow their Achilles during that event, but that was what we were trying to avoid. At Julian Ford 3792, hey Dave, have you thought about charging people for better coverage for the game, similar to what Rogue did last year? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Someone else, Llamas Are Best, said no. At Lynn Jarek said yes. We may be able to pay for broadcasting if they do this. We want to see the entire field, not just who the broadcast is focused on. Good idea. I don't think we're going to do it this year, not at this point, but it's definitely something we should look at for the future. I like the idea. I think Rogue kind of proved it out with their event. So at Benjamin CT4, hey Dave, I've been doing CrossFit since June 2020. CrossFit has been the only workout regimen that I've enjoyed and I've done regularly and still do. I've supported it and you ever since. Thank you. I just want to say that I really respect you and your behavior, personality, demeanor, and overall way you have handled these videos, CrossFit, the Bible, and your responses. There might be things that we don't agree on, but I highly respect you and your opinion and how you present yourself. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Well, thanks a lot. I didn't pay that guy to get in there and say that either, but thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate the support. At box 59156, programming question. Hey, Dave. Hold on. Then I don't see anything else, but I see a lot of likes. Maybe I'm just an idiot and I can't expand this. Hold on. I'm trying to expand the comment. No, there's no expand. Nope. No question. Sorry. Re-ask it next week. It has 4 likes too. I must be doing something wrong. Hold on. Nope. There's nothing else. It just says programming question. Hey, Dave. Okay. At the Mills 13. So many interesting stories that happened this year. A Drive to Survive type Netflix series for CrossFit would be awesome. Imagine the quarterfinals drama, semifinal storyline, biggest winners, and others who just missed out. Imagine the dramatics of the last workout sprints and semis to the end was covered. Covering this year's CrossFit Games, talking about all of the male and female storylines to teach the public the awesome athlete stories. Just grows the sport, and others to get in the affiliates to learn methodologies and promote healthy ways of life. Yes, I agree. Working on and have been working on for a while to try to do a Drive to Survive style show for CrossFit. Still too early to say that it's happening, but there's definitely a lot of discussions going on with some external players to pull something off like that. At Wood Chipper Fitness 8303, with the number of judging errors, that's what they did, I'm not saying that, throughout the competitions and the focus on them by outside personalities, is there any plan on changing or enhancing the requirements for games and or future competition judges? I saw High Rocks was using a counter for at least one of their events at a recent competition. Would CrossFit ever implement anything like this? So the counter, I think we should have digital counters. I think we will get there eventually. It'll be a better visual. The counter necessarily, that isn't addressing your first issue about the judging and some of the errors that you're talking about. Additional requirements for judges, for sure. We're looking at an advanced judges course. We're looking at making that requirement for people at our competitions and potentially for some of the online stuff. So yes, we need to work better as a community, as a whole, to equip and elevate the judges, to equip the judges with the knowledge and the situations, the possible scenarios they might see at an event to be prepared to make the right call. So yeah, continued work to be done there. Also, I saw on the High Rocks thing, I did see something was floating around where their rep counter actually wasn't working. So, you know, technology is technology and technology breaks. At Mariah Hopper 37, I'm not saying we shouldn't use it either, but I'm just saying, you know, there's pluses and minuses. And we do have rep counters actually at the games that display on the visual at home. So there's the judges out there actually doing the judging of the athlete, and on the sidelines there's people with little clickers clicking the reps, and that's what's being shown to the fans at home. At Mariah Hopper 37, loved the Service Cup and had a lot of fun with it. Signed up for the Community RX, gave it my best. # military veteran, # go Navy. Go Navy. Yeah, I love the Service Cup too. It was a lot of fun. Those were really good workouts. I enjoyed doing them. Looking forward to doing more stuff like that for the community in the future. At Sam Valenzuela, love the keychains. Or Dave, thanks for the keychains. Glad you like the keychains. TDCmercantile.com, you can get extra virgin olive oil and little leather products that I make every now and then. I'll make some leather stuff and I'll post it to the website. The leather thing for me is just a way to clear my mind from all the CrossFit stuff and be creative and do something outside of this world. There's this thing can be all consuming, clearly, for a lot of people. Even for me, it has been. So having outlets or having things to step completely away from CrossFit are not only good, but they're incredibly healthy. So like I have a few. I like doing the leather stuff. I like creating things like that. I also shoot and competitively shoot a lot. So those are some of the things I do to kind of step outside of the CrossFit world. at Mr. Bunch or Mr. Justin Birch, sorry. Dave, appreciate the weekly updates on such a wide variety of topics. Can you give us any background on any possible beef between you and John Woolley with the newly rebranded Woolley Memeth pages? Sounds like he doesn't even know why you keep blocking. Would love to hear. I don't even know why. And I said that on a story once on my Instagram or in my story. People got mad that I did that too, that I said that. Here's the deal. There was a phase, especially when I only had my at the Dave Castro account, where that was the main account I look at. Now that I have my hunting account at TDC Hunts, where I post all my shooting and hunting stuff, I spend more time over there most of the time, almost all the time, than I do on my main account. But when I only had the main account, and I spent a lot of time on the main account, if I saw people say stuff, and people get mad when I say this too, if I saw people say stuff that was rude, insulting, inappropriate, I would block them. I didn't want to see that stuff on my channel. And there's a lot of that shit on social media, and it's my channel and I can do that. So there's literally like over a period of time, there's thousands of people I blocked. And I didn't give it much thought. I just see a name and block them. He must have said something at some point, and for that, I blocked him. I have no idea what he said. Again, I've blocked thousands of people. That being said, ever since then, he's petitioned through a number of people, through various people who know me, to let him back in. And I haven't. And so it's just kind of a fun thing at this point that I just have going on for no other reason than to just stir him up and stir up people. But I don't have any, I can't tell you, like, I can't tell you he's done anything, like, or I can't tell you I have anything against him. I don't know much about the guy or have seen much of his content. The one thing I do know is I think his meme page at one point was not private, but it was public, but he was private. He was behind the scenes. And for some reason, like at that time, I thought it was much cooler because you didn't know who it was and they're doing funny things. And then there was a point where he had the ability, and I think my timing is right here, but I'm going to say it. And if I'm wrong, someone can tell me I'm wrong. But he had an opportunity to interview Greg and put him on his podcast. And I think Greg was his first interview. And then after that, he went public with who he was. And then it seemed to take a slant in the other direction where it was more about his personality now than kind of being behind the scenes. And so it changed at that point. And maybe that's around then is when I blocked him, or maybe it was before that, but I don't know. At Ben Tanner 8797. What are your thoughts on people that are programming for the burnt out on CrossFitter? People like Matt Chan, Marcus Philly, and James Brown. They advertise a program that is not so hard on your body and will shy away from movements such as muscle ups, handstand push-ups, and heavy barbell snatches. It's interesting because I've been doing CrossFit for almost 20 years, and there's like very little amount of burnout or overtraining that I'm experiencing or have ever really experienced. And I modulate intensity and I modulate the amount I train, all internally, all myself. Like, I'm not always 100%. Sometimes I go 70%. Why I'm saying that is Matt Chan, Marcus Philly specifically, I don't know who James Brown is, but those two were Games athletes and they trained really fucking hard and they trained a lot. So I almost wonder if their own experiences with overtraining is then projected out on to the scene and said, hey, we've overtrained, we're experiencing overtraining, so now we have an option for people who want to, who might be in the same boat as they are. And if you're in the same boat as they are and you have not gone if you've not gone to the games, you are wrong. And what I mean by that is if you are feeling burnt out from CrossFit programming, you are overtraining and you are training the wrong way. And that is one of the reasons why we prescribe and say not to have 2 sessions, especially for the masses, in a regular class, because that type of training is going to lead to burnout. So for the people that are going to these an alternate program for people who are burnt out from CrossFit shouldn't be. I don't know what they're doing. I know what Marcus is doing. He's doing a little of that bodybuilding stuff. I don't know what Matt Chan or James Brown are doing. Shouldn't be a departure from CrossFit. It should be still functional movements executed at high intensity and with a little more emphasis on modulating and paying attention to the intensity and the amount you're training. Shy away from movements as muscle-ups, handstand push-ups, and heavy barbell snatches. Again, I think this might be some of their own bias coming into play relative to what they think and their experience in terms of their competition career has their outcome from their training to what they think didn't work for them and how they do it differently now at this point and applying it to the rest of the world. None of us are like Matt Chan or Marcus Philly. None of us have been to the games, and so that part needs to be. And so none of us should have trained like them or trained like them when they were going to the games. Shying away from muscle ups, handstand pull ups, and heavy barbell snatches. Hey, look, I'm like one of the fucking worst CrossFitters out there. Like, I finished 50 percentile of the open for the main division. For my age group, I was 75th percentile. I have no issue doing muscle ups. I have some issue doing handstand push ups, but I still train them. I still work them. And heavy barbell snatches, it's all relative. So I train the barbell snatch a lot. I don't go heavy because I can't. And so all of these things are so specific to the individual that I think to just blanket avoid movements like that is wrong. And you're definitely doing a disservice if you're a CrossFitter and you care about being having the fitness level that comes with and the fitness ability that comes with CrossFit, having those movements or even having the concept of those movements and doing them scaled or doing them modified to where you're at is completely fine. And training appropriately, bringing down the intensity to the right level, scaling the movement to the right level. There's nothing wrong with those movements, and they're actually rehabilitative in nature, and they're actually good for capacity. And if you can't do a heavy snatch or handstand push-ups or muscle-ups, you have some deficiency that you're avoiding or afraid to work. Fake an open workout leak next year at Station 2 Fitness Gym. And then this last one, because I'm over 20 minutes. At Leo LVR, completed the past weekend at the Gauntlet, a local comp held by Dale King, Portsmouth Kettlebell Club in Ohio. What they're doing for their CrossFit, for their community in CrossFit is awesome, and everyone should watch the Small Town documentary. Yes, the Dale King Small Town documentary. Everyone should check it out. I've heard it's great. I have not watched it yet. He put on a competition this past weekend. It sounds like it went well. And then now last comment. At Jeff Giardina 9035, I think I just watched a 20-minute olive oil commercial and liked it. Last week wasn't a 20-minute olive oil. Maybe this is a 20-minute olive oil commercial. So definitely check out the site and purchase some extra virgin olive oil, organic extra virgin olive oil, sourced locally from Hollister. Hollister's 30 minutes up the road. Packaged locally, processed locally, all done right here. So you're getting some legit product. All right, thanks for tuning in. Comment, and again, I'll do this next week where I just see the comments for the first time when I do the show. And if you want a comment to be addressed, give it a thumbs up so it'll bump it up on the list. Thanks a lot. Bye.